Good afternoon, it's Jen, and it is Friday, July 5th. I had to think about that for a second. Yes, we're in July already. I'm here live with you, so if you're watching with me, please let me know. And if you're watching the replay, just let me know. So in case you're new here to this channel, what I do is every week at this time, I go live and I make a Stampin' Up! Card from start to finish, talk about it, and I also do a draw for a card. And the draw that I do is for the card that I made the week before. So all you have to do is comment, like or share this post, and then I'll automatically pick you up for a draw. So hello to Eileen who's joining me. So I just want to jump to that screen to do the draw first. And I guess I should show you what I made last week. That would help. So last week I made these adorable little baby cards. So there was this little boy one, that's the one I'm going to do the draw for, with Crumb Cake and Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. And then I started this baby girl card, and I actually didn't finish it online because I had forgotten to add bling, as Kathy had told me. So I added some bling. Look how cute that is. Little butterfly on there, and some on the card as well. So very cute boy and girl card. So this is the one I'm going to do the draw for. So let me just jump over to that draw, and we'll do that. So all you had to do was comment, like I said. Sorry, this pops up with that. So here we go, and if you commented, liked, shared, and you're Canadian and not a demonstrator, you can get in on my draw. So Cal, that works. You will get this card. I'm just going for a pen here. We've got a pencil, that'll work. So Cal, congratulations. I'll get that in the mail to you. And thank you to everyone else who commented, liked, and shared. That is really awesome, and I appreciate it when you do that. And I want to say hello to Vila, to Nancy, and to Eileen. So I'm going to jump over to the craft table here. And oh, hi, Annie is here as well. So let's just jump over here, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do this week. So this week I'm going to use one of my favorite flowers, which is a peony. I love peonies. And so when I saw this stamp set in the catalog, Poised Peony, I knew this was something I wanted to work with. So as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I have a team of people, and in my group, and we do a lot of play dates online. So we actually get together on Zoom, and we make cards and show each other and do lots of fun stuff. And you can ask me about that if you want to. But I recently demonstrated what I'm going to demonstrate for you guys today to my group. So, and the challenge that the person who organized the event, because it's one of my team members organized the event, had was to do one simple version and then one stepped up version using the same stamp set. So I'm going to do that exact same thing for you guys today. So I've got a piece of cardstock here. This is too big. I'm just realizing as I'm looking at it. But that's okay because I'm not actually going to use this one. I've already got one stamped, so I'll show you that. So I'm going to start with the simple one. So I've got the big stamp set here from the Poised Peony, and I'm going to ink it up with Memento Black. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it on here a little bit to the side. Okay, and actually I've already got one stamped here because this is a fairly recently inked ink pad, so I just need it to dry for a few minutes before I can start coloring. So let me do that, switch that out. And so this is the simple version. So a lot of times when you have a big image like this, it might intimidate you into how to color. So I want to show you a way that you can color. I can get the lid off the marker here. That is not, I hope, intimidating. So I'm going to start with my latest color, which is Light Bubble Bath. And I'm just going to outline some of the petals with that color. So I'm going to hold this up so you can see it, because I know you can't see it that far away. So see just a little bit of an outline. So then I'm going to jump to my darker, just going to get the stamp set out of the way, darker Bubble Bath. And I'm just using the bullet tip for this. I may go over some of these after. We'll see how I like. So I'm not really coloring, I'm just kind of outlining to give you the idea of the color. So again, let me hold that up. You see that? Okay, and then I'm going to jump to Freesia. I love these colors together, Bubble Bath, and this is Fresh Freesia. This is the light color. So again, I'm just outlining the leaves. Petals, I guess they are, not leaves. We're going to get to the leaves. So yeah, I can see already that I didn't do some of these dark enough, so I'm going to go back over a couple of them. Because I didn't leave any room for the bottom one. So let me do the bottom one and then I'll hold it up. So I want the bottom to be darker than all the rest. Like that. And I might even put a little bit of orange in the very center. So let me just hold that up so you can see. So it's still very beautiful. It gives the illusion of the color without it being colored in. And then I would do the same for the leaves. So let me show you the finished card here because I want to spend more time on the other, more stepped up version. So here's the finished card. So you can see what I've done. I've done that outlining for all of the flower and the same with the leaves. And then I've just added a little hello, which is also from the stamp set, also done in the tuxedo black. And then I've added 3 rhinestones. Those are the most basic of the jewels and they work for everything. So it's a very pretty card. It's very simple, but it's very pretty. So I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to slowly turn the card and you might be able to see, but I've put Wink of Stella on all of the petals where it's white. So it actually is super glittery in person. Okay, so let's see here what you're saying. The hanger finishes off. Yes, that was for the baby card. Yeah, so I hope you like that card. So let me just go and take it one step up. So I've got the same start to the card. I've stamped this here. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to stamp. I'm going to run out of room here. So I'll put the simple one up for now and then I'll show you in a second. I'm going to take this, I'm going to stamp. I just need a little bit of an edge here. There we go. This image again, I didn't re-ink it. I just want the flowers like that. Okay, and this is called a mask. And so what you want to do is on a Post-it note is you want to stamp it and then you'll cut this out. So I've already got one here, already stamped and cut out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on my stamped image. Now you may have seen masking before, but if you haven't, it's a super cool technique. And there's these 2 other little peony images in the stamp set. So I'm going to take those. I'm going to do one. I'm going to stamp it right up here in the corner. And then I'm going to take the other one and stamp it over here. Because of course the peony doesn't have just one blossom on it, so I'm just going to move those out of the way here. I'm going to pull that off, and so now we have this beautiful image of 3 peonies there. So simple but beautiful. Annie says yes, I think so too. So I'm going to do the same technique that I did with the big flower, but I'm just going to color the little flowers, and we're going to pretend that I stamped off to the side the big flower. Here it is right here, already stamped and cut out, which you can't see because it's off the camera. There we go, which I'll hold that up in a second. So I'm starting with, on the little 2 flowers on the side, just the light petal pink. And then I'm going to move to my light bubble bath. But this time I'm actually going to color in the petals. And I'm just doing this really roughly because I can go over it. But I just want to get a little bit of that pink down there, that light pink. Okay, then I'm going to go to the dark bubble bath. Just add some depth here. Again, I'll hold this up in a second so you can see this. So as we're getting out further or down in the petals, they're getting darker. So let me just hold that up so far. Then I've got the light fresh freesia. So I'm going to add just a little bit down towards the bottom and a little bit towards the back. Again, where the petals might be a little darker. Okay, so there we are so far. Okay, now the dark fresh freesia. Stamp set keeps falling on me. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to add some darkness here, just along the bottom of the petal. Same here. Just where in the folds where it might be darker and at the back of the flower. And there isn't a whole lot of room to blend out this color, but I am going to a little bit just so it doesn't look such a stark line. So that by blending it, I'm just taking the lighter version of the color and doing little circles over top of that line just so it isn't so harsh. And then I think I'm going to take the dark, this is peach pie, sorry, that I have here. I'm going to just go in the very center because those flowers are often yellow in the very center. And I feel like I just want a little bit more darkness here. So I'm going to do that. Just around, again, in the middle of the flower where it might be a bit darker. Okay, and then the same with the leaves. I'm going to start with soft seafoam and color all those in. You can see I'm coloring pretty quickly, but it will still be gorgeous. I love this look. It's like a watercolor look almost. So it actually doesn't have to be perfect. So this is just giving all the leaves a base color. Okay, and I'm going to just go over the stem too. I don't always do that, but you know, it's nice. So pretty simple so far. That soft seafoam is very soft and pretty. I've got old olive here, and I'm going to add some just at the tips of the leaves and where there's a little bit of striping. Okay, and again with the dark old olive, I don't know what I have here. Oh, I have a mossy meadow, even darker color. I don't need to do that. I think just a little bit here. Every time you do this, it's going to look a little bit different. And then I'm going to go back with the soft seafoam, and I'm just going to use, sorry, the bullet tip, and just blend that out a little bit. And then I'll look at your comments there in a second. I forgot these guys completely. This actually looks different than my original, which is good because it's good to show different ones. So I'll show you my original at the end here. And you can compare. This is a lighter version for sure. But all it takes is just going over it. And if you wanted to have some of those leaves be a slightly darker color, you could just add more color in. Actually, I kind of like that. Just a few of them a different color. Maybe the plant on the right side is getting more light or something. I don't know. So there we go. Very soft and pretty. And then the other thing I like to do when I'm doing images is I like to highlight them with a color. So I'm using here Balmy Blue, and you've hopefully seen me do this before, but if you haven't, what I'll do is I'll do this halfway and then I'll hold it up so you can see the difference. It just really makes the image pop. And because we're going to be attaching this piece here that I've already cut out here, now I'm also going to outline this as well. Now, if I was doing this at home on my own, I might go a little slower and take some more time, but I think it's still going to be as gorgeous, even though I'm rushing just a little bit, just because I don't want to make you guys wait forever. Oops, I said I was only going to do half. I've done more than half, so let me hold that up. So you can see here, this part, all that is done. This is not. So you see how much more that pops using that? So let me again just finish that off. Oh yeah, I see some holes here in the leaves that I want to fix. So I will do that. I'm using the brush tip for this, just because it's a little bit faster too. Okay, so you could blend that out if you want with the color lifter and make it a little softer, but I think it's okay like that. So I see a couple spots where the leaves aren't colored in all the way, so I'm just going to add that in. There's a couple little tips here where they're missing color. There we go. Okay, so here is the one that I finished using the exact same technique. So I wanted that because I wanted it to be raised up, because everything looks nicer raised up. Brand new package dimensionals here. And there is no die cut for this peony, which I wish there was. So I just hand cut that, and I'm actually going to show you how here in a second. I've pre-done some of this just to make it a little faster. Okay, so already that looks gorgeous, just popped up like that, really jumping out. So here's one here that I stamped, and I colored just those two leaves. So I'm just going to take my paper snip scissors, and the trick really is to turn the paper more than the scissors when you're cutting something out. And I'm cutting pretty close to the line, Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, I may cut a little border, but I actually don't want much of a border to show here. So, and you can see that I'm cutting off any excess paper as I go, so it is easier to cut out. Okay, so that's a piece there. And I have also cut out this colored and cut out this piece. So I'm going to layer this one on here first. And I will look at your comments in a second. I think I need to move to the mini dimensionals. Let's move to those. I think I might need one more here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna use my take a pick tool to take those off. So I'm gonna stick this on here. Okay, so again, check that out. So you can see here that it's very 3D-ish. Okay, and then I'm gonna add this final piece on here. Again, sorry, I'm squeaking against something today. Let me get these markers out of the way. There they go on the floor. There we go. More room to work. Okay. So one there. And another one. Minis are just the perfect size. You could always cut them in half if you needed to as well. And then I'm just going to take off those backings. Okay, and then this piece is just this little one right here. Wow, look at that. You can really see how it's popping off the page. See that? Ooh, really 3D. Love the blue, Eileen says. Thank you. Yes, it really does make it pop, doesn't it? Okay, so that is my 3D image, which I love. And I am going to put it on here. So this is our base bubble bath. So I'm just going to take that. It's 8.5 by 5.5. Line up the corners. Use my bone folder to get a nice sharp crease. And then I'm going to use my seal. I've got a piece of fresh freesia. So those are the two colors I was using in the flower. This is going to go on here. So this is again the same as the simple card. I'll bring them both out actually to show you after. And then this is going to go on here, but we're going to make this a little more complicated than the original. And that I'm going to grab, I should have done this first, some ribbon. And I need a piece of scrap paper. So hold on. Oh, I can't believe I didn't have that ready. Hold on, I gotta grab some off my pad. Viola says, is that line between the 2 and 3 sets also a leaf? It just comes jumping out to me. So, do you mean this? I'm just trying to look what you mean. Oh, yes, it sure is. And on my original, I can see it. Yep, good call. You'll see I'm rushing too much. So let me just fill that in. And that's perfect. So I've got some scrap paper here. Yes, it sure is. It's getting the dark old olive treatment. I'm going back over this now. And I'll add a little bit of dark in there. Yes, and I'm looking at my original and I can see it there too. It doesn't have a line on it. That's probably why. So I've added one. How do you like that? So good call, Beulah. Good job. And you know what? I need to blend that out a little bit. So it's not. Okay. Okay, so now we come to this ribbon here. This is iridescent. It's called iridescent ribbon, and it's so pretty. I'm hoping you can see the shine on there. Super, super pretty. But I'm going to turn it a bit. So I'm going to grab my, let's do my light bubble bath. Well, that might not be dark. Let's do dark bubble bath. And I'm going to just, it's already got like a pink hue to it because of the iridescent. But I'm going to just use my bubble bath marker on its side, and I'm going to color this. Now, part of the reason I'm doing this is because the original ribbon that I used on my project is no longer around, but this mimics this. In fact, I think it's going to just be even nicer. So I need enough to go across there, and then enough to tie another little knot. So I'm just going to go a little bit more. And because this is alcohol based, it dries pretty quickly. So I am going to leave it a minute to dry just because I would hate for any of that ink to get onto my project. I think that's probably enough. Okay, so give that a second. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to die cut out a greeting. So I'm using a greeting from the stamp set, the little hello again. And these dies are called Unbounded Love. There's 16 dies. I'll hold them up really quick here so you can see there's a bunch of frames. Unbounded Love is a word set, and so all the words fit in, not all of them, but a lot of them fit into these frames. So they're great for greetings. And then there's a set of ovals, and then there's some matching like flowers and stuff, little wee tiny ones, which is nice for small greetings. So I use, there's one more here, this one here, and I already cut it out. So it's a little scallop rectangle. And so I use my tape and I put it on there, because what happens is when you cut it out, you get that piece, which is a stitched piece, which I'm going to use, but you also get this piece. So let me use my Take a Pic tool and poke it out. There's little poke holes in these dies. You can just poke and it'll come out, she said, hopefully. Of course, it normally falls out and I lose it, and now on camera it's not doing that. Here we go. Okay, so you can see there's a little frame. Very, very cute. So you could put these two pieces together, and you could just put a little bit of tape on the back if you wanted to, or you could raise this piece up on dimensionals. There's all sorts of stuff, fun stuff you could do. I'm actually just going to save that piece, and I'm going to use just this piece. But I just wanted to show you that those are the Unbounded Love dies, and I will put this on my blog. In fact, the card from last week, I have a blog post pretty much ready to publish. I will publish it shortly after we finish here today. I'm going to try and keep more up to date with that so that you can see all the things I used, and yeah, refer to that if you want to. So here's the little hello. She's crossing her fingers that she can get that on there, okay, because this is a red rubber stamp. Hello. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a second to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to take my ribbon. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to add a little bit of tape at the back here. Actually, I'll add all my tape now because it's hard with this thing being a little raised up. Okay, I'm going to wrap that here. It's so pretty. You could change this ribbon to blue. I mean, my goodness, you could do all sorts of things. Or just use it as it is, because it is pretty ribbon. Just with the clear white. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that's on there well. Take my ribbon scissors. Here they are. Snap that off. Make sure that is straight. And my chair is really squeaking against my table today. This is going to go on here like this. So pretty. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece and we're going to stick it on here. Now, I think I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to slide this under. I think I might go over on this side. So it'll be different than my sample, which is good. I always like to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to just tie that knot, and see there I've got just enough of the ribbon that's colored pink to make this work. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. I can't stand how pretty it is. I actually may change where I put this, and I'll show you my original. I think I might change this and stick it here. I'll show you again why I'm changing it. This ribbon is thicker than the one I used originally, and I think this might look better not on the ribbon, because the ribbon is actually a gorgeous part of this. So dimensionals. So I'm just thinking where, I think I want it right there. Beautiful. Those dies are awesome, Barb says, sorry. Viola says, I feel better. Yeah, good. You should, because you caught something that I totally missed. Okay, so I'm not done, of course, because we need to add some bling. I can add Wink of Stella, which is on my originals, which I'll show you. It doesn't really show up on camera, so I'm not going to do that. But I am going to add here, these are my favorite gems right now, the 2024 to 2026 in color shimmer gems. You can see I've used all of the Petunia Pop, which is like a purple, which actually matches quite nicely here. So I'm going to use that last one. Oops, I'm out of putty. Just squish that putty. I think I'm going to need to replace this one soon. They do this. These come with replacement tips, so you just unscrew it and then squish it down a little bit, and it gives you a little bit of putty to add to there. And we're going to use these are pretty in pink, so I know it's not the same color, but it is close enough on this card to match the bubble bath. Okay, so there we go. Our gems and that beautiful ribbon. So let me pull in a couple things here to show you. What do you guys think? Okay, so first of all, let's pull back the simple card. Whoops, I turned off the light at the same time. So here's the simple version. So again, just with a little bit of coloring, outline coloring and some rhinestones, very pretty. This other one is obviously a little more stepped up, 3D. It's got the fancy ribbon and the fancier gems. And it's got the, the images that are masked on there. So very pretty. So here is my original one that I was copying here. So this one here uses a ribbon that's retired. It was actually a bubble bath ribbon. And so it was small enough that I could stick a little bit of adhesive here and here, like a little bit of the dimensional here and here over top of the ribbon so it didn't rock. Oh gosh, I forgot to do one thing. It seems like there was one thing I forget. It's on this card. So what I did was I took my marker and I just outlined the word on here. So let me hold that up so you can see it. See that? Isn't that cool? Okay, so other than that, it's almost identical. The gems are placed a little different, and the masking is just a little bit different. See how I stamped it? Just a little bit different. This one's out more. That one's sort of tucked in more behind. So there you go. What do you think? I'll pull them all down so you can see better. Do you have a preference? I mean, obviously, I think that you should go with the stepped up version, and I just love that iridescent ribbon. It is so sparkly in person. I don't know if the camera will pick that up at all, but it is gorgeous. So pretty. It definitely, I want to add some Wink of Stella. You know what? I'm going to do that. Just while I'm talking to you, I'm just going to add some Wink of Stella. Again, it may not show up in the camera, but it may. We'll see. But when you got something sparkly like that, it's really nice to add something sparkly. I'm not going to actually just do the whole thing. I think on this one, I just did the edges. And we'll do this one too. Yeah, can you really have enough glitter? I don't know. I don't think so. I had boys, so I like glitter. There was definitely not enough glitter in my life. Okay, so, and then this one, of course, has the glitter on the whole petal as well, but it's really highlighted by that outline. So I don't know if that shows or not, but it's so pretty. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Beautiful card. Viola says, Eileen says, beautiful. And Barb said those dies are awesome. I'm pretty sure you're referring to these ones here. Unbounded Love. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Oh, you know what? I'll show you the stamp set. So I have it right here. This is Unbounded Love. And it's just got a ton of greetings in it. So I'll just hold that up. It's a pretty good one, actually. And the greetings will fit in a lot of these dies, but these dies are great for so many other things, too. It's funny, I just did... we do hosts on my team Facebook page, and one of the questions I asked them last week, because I was the host, was what is one of your favorite greeting stamp sets? And this was one of the ones that they said, Unbounded Love. So how do you like that? Okay, let me see what else you guys have got to say. Beautiful cards, Nancy says. Cheryl Baker says very pretty. Good, so make sure you comment and like and share, and then you'll be in the draw to receive this card next week. So there you go. Okay, guys, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me today on Friday, and I wish you a wonderful weekend. I do appreciate you guys stopping in, whether you're watching the replay or whether you caught me live. It is always the best part of my week being here with you guys. I love creating for this Facebook Live and love seeing your comments. So thanks again for joining me, and we will see you all again in 1 week's time. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.